Thank you. Good afternoon, and my apologies for the delay. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Irish Centre for Business Excellence. It's a non-profit, with 20 years in business, it was established in 1996. It's cross-sectoral and we cover both sides of the border. We have 80 members, a lot of multinationals and small to medium enterprises. And I want to say thank you to our existing members. And if you're not a member, please consider joining. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how we make our money and what we do with it. We have 4 different skill nets, and that provides about €1.3 million per year in funding. We're funded for this year, and we've got pretty good indications for next year. We cover innovation and Lean Sigma, that's our biggest skill net. Business excellence is another that's been on the go for a while. And then we have 2 relatively new. One is aviation finance. Ireland is an aviation finance hotspot or hub globally. So a lot of companies based in Dublin or Shannon in this space. And we're running a level 9 postgrad diploma in this area with UL at the moment. And aviation and aerospace is very new. We've just got that funded about this time last year. So we're working away on that. And the thing about the skill nets is it allows us to develop customized training with companies, and it allows us to subsidize the training. So I'm going to cover some of that. The mission of the Irish Centre for Business Excellence is to enable business excellence, knowledge sharing, innovation and continuous improvement among our members. We see ourselves as the way we describe it is it's a peer-to-peer network. So we facilitate the peer-to-peer networking among our members. And the bigger the network, the more networking goes on along the lines of networking effects. We want to service the development and transformational needs of member companies to maximize their competitiveness and sustainability. So there's a big element of what we call Ireland Inc. in this. It's about making Ireland more competitive. We're working continuously on expanding our network, developing a cohort of relevant experts, and forming strategic alliances with relevant agencies and institutions. And we're in the process of developing regional forums. Everything doesn't have to happen in Dublin. You can actually do things in some of the regions. So this is a pictorial of the services we offer. Call for support is a very popular service, and that's where a company has a problem, has a challenge, and they contact ICBE, and we send out a call for support asking, are there any companies in the network that have already solved the problem, and would they be willing to do some knowledge sharing, some networking events on this subject. This is probably one of our most, apart from the customized and subsidized training, this is probably one of our most popular services. We do, as I said, we do networking, sharing best practices, training and education. We have a conference, we had one in November, we're planning to have another in April, probably 2 one-day conferences each year. And this probably grew out of a lot of Lean and Six Sigma, but what we're finding now is a lot of companies have moved beyond that. Lean and Six Sigma are still good, but there's more to life than Lean and Six Sigma. So, in terms of financial benefits, our members benefit from, obviously, the customized and subsidized training. I think that's sort of obvious. Discounts of up to 25%, funded to our skill nets. We also provide discounts to our members for annual conferences. And they participate for free if they're a paid up member, they participate for free It'll call for support, the best practice visits, and the networking events. Now we've seen an interesting trend in our calls for support. It used to be that Lean Six Sigma was a big issue even 2-3 years ago. The rising star is what we call training, learning, and development. There's a lot of companies now thinking about, we call it talent RAD, talent retention, acquisition, and talent development. A lot of our member companies are asking us, what's going on in this space? They've got issues and they're asking us, who has solved this problem already? So that's our biggest growth industry, is the training, learning, and development. The blue line, business process excellence, that's holding its own. Those two account for more than 70% of our calls for support. And last year we hit a record. We did 106 calls for support, so about 2 per week, initiated by our member companies, and then we facilitate setting up the best practice visits or whatever way we do it. So, other benefits. Members save a lot of time and effort by learning from the experiences of other members. And I think in Ireland we sort of take it for granted. We're good at networking. It comes naturally to us. Some of our American multinationals, their parent companies and parent managers are blown away by this. Because you don't do this in America. America is a very big place. You don't sit down with your competitors and talk about what they're doing to hire or retain talent. You might even get put in jail for doing it, in terms of they're very protective. But we do a lot of peer-to-peer networking. So if you're a member and you've got a serious business challenge, we call it a challenge rather than a problem, there's a good chance that one of our members has already solved the problem. And we can put you in touch with that member. And what we find normally is, we had one, and this would be a good example, Analog Devices in Limerick. Their accounts payable department said, we know we're not optimized, so we'd like to see what's out there. We sent out a call for support. Coca-Cola, which is the global hub for Coca-Cola for treasury management, we're based in Drogheda. They said, we'll host the visit. 2 other companies, Malincroft was one, somebody from Skillnets, and I attended, so there's about 12 people at it. And their black belt in Coca-Cola spent the whole afternoon talking through what they did, how they solved the problems, what their approach was. And then Analog and Coca-Cola got together and they exchanged some information about how to do it. And that would be typical of a call for support. Okay, that's a perspective on our membership. It's been growing steadily. Last year, 2015, we had 13 net new members. 2014, we had 11 net new members. So we're counting total new plus defections. We had a small number of defections. And in some cases, what I call defections, companies got taken over. It's quite a dynamic area. A lot of our members have been taken over in one form or another. Just the way it goes in industry. So I'm coming to 3 or 4 more slides. Okay for time? Yep. This is one that's got a lot of attention from our members. I call it, there's an article, it's a Harvard Business Review article in October 2015, and the title was The Future and How to Survive It. And it's by these guys, Dobbs, Kohler, and Ramaswamy. And what they said was, and this is, I think, very relevant for Ireland, it's very relevant for our members. There would be no let up on the reshaping of industries through technology and globalization. Not unlike the previous speaker talking about globalization. And a bit of bad news as well. Profits are in a long, slow decline. This is what these guys are saying. So things are going to be very competitive, and there's going to be less profitability there. And so the guys addressed how to prepare for leaner times. And the first one, which is a bit depressing, was be paranoid. Okay? The next one, radically self-disrupt, which is you have a choice. Either have someone do it to you, or you do it to yourself, in terms of transforming your business and the way you do things. Number 3, which is very topical, as I said, build new intellectual assets. So that's about your RAD, retention, acquisition, and development of talent. And that's what I'm seeing, that's the hottest subject right now with our members. That's what they're really interested in. And the last point, number 4, which is similar, go to war for talent. So from an ICBE point of view, we can help you with numbers 2, 3, and 4. I can't help you if you want to be paranoid. I can't do much. Okay? We are organising a symposium in April. It may, we haven't firmed up on the date, but I'm going to give you, this is like a pre-announcement. The title is Staying Competitive. The venue is Sheraton, in the Sheraton Hotel in Athlone. We were aiming for the 21st of April, but we're not absolutely sure about that date. We will have invited speakers from multinationals, from subject matter experts, and from small and medium enterprises. And the theme is the actions you need to take to stay competitive in Ireland, including, as I've mentioned multiple times, talent RAD, the business climate, and then managing relationships with sister plants, with corporate, with suppliers, with customers, and with agencies. A number of members have recently asked me, I've had some interesting conversations with members about how do you manage the relationship with your sister plants? You could have a sister plant in Singapore, Taiwan, China, very competitive environments. How do you stay relevant and stay competitive in that global market? That's what's bothering our members at the moment. Those are some of the key questions. We don't have all the answers, but we can work on answering it. I think this is my last slide, or close to last. If you're interested in becoming a member, you can contact us at info@icbe.ie or visit our website. It's pretty short and simple, icbe.ie. And we'd be more than happy to talk to you about membership terms and conditions. And I'm going to leave it at that. And thank you.